Hi everyone, and welcome back to my fragrance channel, Elixis. Today we are going to be reviewing a cologne from the House of Azzaro, and it is Azzaro Wanted. This is the original Azzaro Wanted off of many flankers, but this is still a beautiful all-year-round fragrance that will surely get you compliments. Tune into the rest of the video as we go further into detail into this fragrance. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is pop the cap off and spray it directly onto our arm, just so we can get a visual representation of what this fragrance smells like. Might I add that this bottle design is very interesting and nice looking, and it's personally one of my favorite bottle designs. Now this fragrance does smell amazing. This smells like a all year round fragrance, maybe a little bit less in the summer, but it's very good all year round. Now we're going to go further into detail, so let's get started with that. So this fragrance released in 2016, so it's fairly recent, and in my opinion, out of all the flankers that came after it, the original is probably the most underrated, with notes that I smell along the lines of lemon and lavender and mint, mixed with a lot of ginger spice that all brings it together at the top. The middle is more almost like a appley cardamom kind of with some juniper. I smell a little geranium, but not that much. And in the base, there's some tonka bean that I do smell and some amber. It's listed on Fragrantica that there's some vetiver. Now, I don't smell it that much. I kind of pick it up, but it could also be the amber wood that it mixes with that I really just can't tell the difference of because I'm not an expert. But this is a perfect, almost all year round fragrance. In the summertime though, you might have to dial it back a little bit with how much you spray of it, but it is perfect all year round. If this is something that you just want one bottle of and it's your go-to, this is it. I could see how for some people though that this could be a little bit too sweet, but in my opinion and in my personal experience using it, I think it's a very smooth and fruity like scent, and honestly it's got really good projection, and with it being an all year round fragrance, it's very versatile. It's very high quality for the price you can get it at too. And I think because it's the original and a lot of people like to wear a lot of the flankers, I think this could be very unique in some scenarios that you would use it in. It's unique enough to stand out. All in all, it's very like fresh, spicy, really aromatic with some like citrusy amber, and almost kind of has a little bit of a warm spicy tinge to it, but it's a very good all year round fragrance that you can wear and be perfectly fine with. Now let's get into the last part of this video, which is about the performance, the price, and what I would rate it. So, in terms of performance for this fragrance, this is actually pretty strong compared to the fragrances that we've reviewed already, like Versace Pour Homme and Nautica Voyage. This has some staying power, and in my personal experience, I've gotten about 6 to 8 hours with this fragrance. Now, on someone else's skin and someone else's experience, it could even last probably stronger than that. That's my experience on how much I get. In terms of how many sprays, I usually put on about 3, 4, maybe sometimes 5, but I try not to go more than 5 because then it would be a little bit cloying and that sweetness would really overpower everything else. I find the sweet spot to be around 3 to 5 sprays for myself. I will list the notes here as well from Fragrantica, and in terms of price, I find that on online stores and other places alike, $50 to $70, so just a slight step up from Versace Pour Homme. In my opinion, it's worth it if you just want something that's for all 4 seasons, and if you like that fresh, spicy, aromatic feel, you will love this. Now, after everything we went over so far, I think my rating for this fragrance would have to be a 73 out of 100. The only reason why it didn't edge out Versace Pour Homme in the slightest is only because I can see how people would think this is a little bit too sweet, whereas Versace Pour Homme is just a little bit more crowd-pleasing. But this is still a very good fragrance. Well, that is going to do it for this fragrance review of Azzaro Wanted. If you guys liked it, hit that like button and subscribe if you want. If you don't, no hard feelings. And until the next fragrance review, I will see you guys in the next one.